Tamarind is bold, tangy, and full of flavor. In today's episode of 1 Ingredient 3 Recipes, I will be making homemade tamarind sauce from scratch and using it in 3 delicious recipes. To make the tamarind sauce, I'm starting with whole tamarinds. Break open the shell to remove the sticky pulp inside and place them in a bowl. Pour in some hot water and let them soak for about 10 to 15 minutes. This softens the tamarinds and loosens the pulp from the seed and fibers. Once it's softened, use a spoon or just your hands like I'm doing here. Squeeze and massage the tamarind and remove all the rich pulp. I know it's messy, but it's totally worth it. Now strain everything. Pour the mixture through a sieve and press it through until you get the smooth tamarind puree in the pot where the seeds and fibers remain on the sieve. If the mixture looks too thick, add a little hot water to loosen it. Let this simmer over medium heat for about 5 minutes to thicken and deepen the flavor. Tamarind is very sharp on its own, so I'm going to sweeten it with about 1 tablespoon of raw honey to balance the acidity and give the paste a rounder flavor. For seasoning, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of ginger powder for warmth, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder for earthiness and color, a dash of cinnamon powder for a little sweetness, a pinch of salt to bring everything together, a touch of chili pepper for heat, and some fresh lemon juice for brightness. Mix everything in and simmer for another 5 minutes until thick, glossy, and fragrant. Let it cool completely. It will thicken as it sits. Store this homemade tamarind sauce in a jar in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. This is the base for everything we are making today. For breakfast, I'll be making tamarind French toast with some white coffee. To make the custard, crack 3 eggs into a deep bowl. Add in 1 tablespoon of the homemade tamarind sauce for a natural sweet and tangy flavor, 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk for creaminess, a dash of cinnamon powder for warmth, and a pinch of salt to balance the sweetness. Whisk until everything is well combined. The tamarind should completely dissolve so that the custard is rich, smooth, and slightly caramel in color. Add a little oil to a pan and let it heat up. You can use butter or ghee as well for extra flavor. Dunk a slice of bread into the custard for a few seconds to coat both sides, then place it directly on the hot pan. If you like your French toast soft and gooey in the center, let it sit in the custard for a few more seconds to soak up even more of the mixture. Let it cool until the underside turns golden and lightly crisp. You will see the edges start to set and the surface looks matte instead of shiny. Flip and cook the other side the same way until you achieve a perfect golden toast. Once done, set them aside. This amount of custard will make about 4 slices of French toast depending on the size of your bread. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you subscribe and let me know in the comment which ingredient we should do next. I love hearing your suggestions. Stack a few slices of the sweet and tangy tamarind French toast on a plate. I'm adding a few mango slices, but you can add whatever fruits you have at home. I'll be finishing these with a drizzle of raw honey to add a little shine and extra sweetness. Now let's make something warm to go with the toast, some white coffee. To a pot, add the water. Add in 1 tablespoon of ground coffee, a dash of cinnamon powder for aroma and warmth, and 3 to 4 tablespoons of sugar to sweeten. Adjust everything based on the strength and sweetness that you like. Mix well and bring it to a boil. Let it simmer for about 5 minutes so that the coffee develops a deep flavor. Add in the fresh milk to make it creamy and smooth. Simmer for 5 more minutes until it thickens slightly and the flavor rounds out. Sieve and serve the coffee. This breakfast is creamy, tangy, and comforting, a perfect start to the day. For a snack, I'm making a refreshing tamarind mojito. To a glass, add a few fresh mint leaves for a pop of herbal freshness and lemon wedges for brightness and tang. Use a muddler or the back of a spoon to mash them slightly, just enough to release the flavor without turning everything into a mush. Add in a little fresh lemon juice for a sharper citrus kick, 2 spoonfuls of the homemade tamarind sauce to give it that sweet, tangy depth, and a few ice cubes to keep everything chilled. Fill the glass with any fizzy lemon drink you like, or sparkling water to give the mojito that refreshing fizz. Mix well to ensure the tamarind sauce dissolves into the drink evenly. Enjoy this sweet, tangy, minty refresher that takes less than 3 minutes to make. Perfect for a hot afternoon pick-me-up. For dinner, I'm making tamarind glazed chicken wings with potato wedges. Let's start by preparing the wings. Separate them into the drummet, flat, and tips. I'll be using the drummets and flats for this recipe, then saving the tips to make broth later. Place them into a mixing bowl. Add in 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice to tenderize and brighten the flavor, 1 tablespoon of oil to help the seasoning stick, and 2 to 3 minced garlic cloves for that bold aromatic kick. To season, I'm using 1 tablespoon of my homemade curry powder for warmth and depth, 1 tablespoon each of paprika powder for color and smokiness, plus salt and pepper to taste. Wrap until all the wings are fully coated so every piece gets flavor with every bite. Cover and marinate for at least 1 hour to let the spices really sink in and give the meat a richer taste. Transfer the chicken to a baking tray, spreading them out so they roast evenly. Roast in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 35 minutes until they are cooked through, golden, and slightly crisp on the edges. The wings are looking perfect, so now we can create the glaze. To a pan, add about 3 tablespoons of the homemade tamarind sauce, a tablespoon of butter to give the glaze a silky richness, 1 tablespoon of raw honey for sweetness and shine, a splash of soy sauce for a savory balance, and 1 minced garlic clove for extra aroma. Let everything heat up until the butter and honey melt and the sauce starts to come together. You can also use homemade compound butter here to take the flavor to the next level. I've linked a few recipes in the description box. Now add the wings. Mix gently until every piece is fully coated with the glaze. As they cook, the glaze will caramelize and turn into a sticky, glossy finish that will make the wings irresistible. Once the wings are shiny, sticky, and beautifully glazed, set them aside. I'll be having these wings with roasted potato wedges. Peel and wash the potatoes, then cut them into wedges. Drizzle a little oil to help them crisp up in the oven. Rub until they are fully coated so the seasoning sticks and the service doesn't dry out when roasting. To season, I'm using 1 tablespoon of my homemade citrus herb blend for freshness, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder for earthiness, 1 teaspoon of paprika powder for color and warmth, plus salt and pepper to taste. Rub again until the potatoes are fully coated. Transfer the seasoned wedges to a baking tray lined with parchment paper and arrange them evenly so they roast in the oven instead of steaming. Roast in a preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes until the outside is golden and crisp while the inside stays soft and fluffy. Now let's serve the wings and the wedges together. This dinner is comforting, flavorful, and very easy to make. I'm pairing it with a dipping sauce made from the homemade tamarind sauce and some tomato sauce. Mix until well combined and smooth and enjoy this delicious dinner. Tamarind is such a unique and underrated ingredient, and it's amazing how 1 jar of this sauce can transform into endless recipes. If you enjoyed this, explore the 1 ingredient, 3 recipes series for more ideas on just how far 1 ingredient can go. See you there.